Okay guys, so today we are going to build a website to sell books, and by the end of this tutorial you will have a beautiful website that you'll be proud of and that will allow you to compete against even the most established online bookstores. I mean, look at it, it looks beautiful. First, we have our menu section with a search bar. You can easily navigate from one category to the other, see the latest, most popular books in store, etc, etc. Then we have a beautiful hero section with a slider to tease your visitors with your bestsellers. And then we have the hot new releases, and then a big banner here showing the book of the week. Then a larger selection of books broken down in different sections already. And you can also upload some articles and some news, so that's your blog basically. And for your visitors' convenience, we also added a recently viewed section. Now let's have a look at our product page, and as you can see here, all the information required is available. So we have the author name, the category, the format, the year, how many pages, language, ISBN code, etc, etc. And then we have the summary of the book itself, and even a preview of some internal pages, and also cross-sell to increase your sales. Now this project is fully customizable top to bottom, and that means that with this solution here you won't be stuck in one single direction, as every aspect of this project is fully customizable. Now I will only cover the essential steps to set you on track and have you up and running in less than 2 hours. Now obviously there is so much more to cover here that if we were to cover every aspect we'd probably be looking at a 5-6 hours long video. But I decided to pack all this information in a manageable 2 hours tutorial. Anyways, enough talking, let's get started now. Okay, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, click on the link in the description below where it says Get Hosting Now. So click on that link and this will bring you here to the Hostinger website. I personally host all of my websites with Hostinger, and the main reasons are because they are very affordable, reliable, but you also get a lot of extra features like, for instance, free domain name, SSL certificate, and security protection. And all of that for the price of just a cup of coffee per month. As you can see here, you can get this top quality service for just a few dollars per month. Now to get this service, all we have to do is to click on Start Now and click Select. And from here, we have to select our billing cycle. And as you can see, you can save up to 71% depending on the billing cycle. So if you select 48 months, you can save up to 71%, 24 months up to 67%, and if you select 1 year, up to 71%. So you don't have to select 48 months. By default, it will be selected up here, but you can go ahead with 24 months, maybe 12 months, or if you just want to try things out, you can select 1 month as well. So let me just select 12 months for now. And if we scroll down the page a little bit, you will see how much you're actually saving. So the normal price is $143. This is what you would normally pay for this. And you get a discount of 71%. So you save $102 altogether. So then they're going to add taxes to this. And the total cost is $51.51. So that's for the full year, guys, $51.51. So that includes free SSL certificate, free domain name, free Cloudflare protection, free setup, and not mentioned here also free backup, because you get your website backed up every single day. So if anything happens, you can always restore back to a previous point in time. And all of this for a small cost of just $50. This is insane, guys. This is absolutely fantastic, you know. And the quality of service here is absolutely outstanding and excellent. As you can see, excellent customer reviews. And I couldn't agree more with this, you know. So then next, you're going to enter your email address right here. Select your payment methods. And then I'm going to give you a coupon code to save even more money. So $51.51 at the moment. Select I have a coupon code. Simply type in Mr. Web Reviews all in capital letters and then click on the plus sign. So as you can see, it's only going to cost you $47.82 for the whole year. And then after that, all you have to do is just to submit the payment. Very good. And now that you've registered with them, you can go back to the home page and click on Login. Enter your email address and password. And this is going to bring you to the Hostinger admin panel. So from here, the first step is to claim our free domain. So as you can see here, we get a free domain name with our plan. So all we have to do basically is to click on this. So let's click on Claim Domain. And right here, you're going to type in the domain name that you'd like to register. So for instance, your domain name, and then you can select the extension. So .com obviously is the most popular one, but you can select among a few different options. So we have .click, .net, .info, .host. What do we have again? .me, .store, .xyz, .tech, .online. So let's go with .com anyways, And then after that, all you have to do is to check availability. And if it's available, it'll be registered just like that in one click. Now, if the domain name is already registered, you'll get a notification that's going to tell you this domain name is already registered. And you might have to change the domain name for something else and try the different variation. And once you have your domain name registered, it will appear like this here at the bottom. So you could have, for instance, mrwebreviewstutorials.com, and then you'll be able to set up your hosting. So this is the next step. We need to set up our hosting. And for this, we're going to click on this button here. So let's click on Setup. And from here, all we have to do is to click on Start Now. It's a simple 5-step process. Here, feel free to select any of those options. I'm just going to skip for now. Same here, you can select the platform that you want to use. So we're going to take care of this later on in this tutorial. So I'm going to skip this again. From here, you can claim your free domain. So we've done that already. Now you need to select your domain name. So the domain name you just registered should appear here. If it doesn't, click on the drop-down menu and then select it manually. And then click Select. And finally here, you need to select your nearest server. So the nearest data center from your location or your target audience location. So as you can see here, you can select among those few options here. So I'm personally based in Ireland, so in Europe. So I'm going to select this one here. Click Change. And then all you have to do after this is click Finish Setup, and we're all done already. And now let's install WordPress on our server. And for this, we're going to the hosting section right here, and we're going to click on Manage. And this is going to bring us to the admin panel here. And as you can see, we have all the different features and options here to customize and configure our server. So I have WordPress, order, accounts, emails, domain, website, files, database, advanced, and others. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming, all these options here, but don't worry, we are only going to use one of them, which is this one here, website. So what we're going to do is just click on Auto Installer. Click on this, and from here we're going to scroll down the page and we're going to select this one here, WooCommerce plus WordPress. So basically we're going to install WordPress and also WooCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform, which will be useful for us for this project. So let's click on Select, and from here the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you select HTTPS. So this is to enable the SSL certificate, which will indicate to your visitors that your website is safe to visit. Okay, and then make sure that you select the right domain name. So normally the one you just registered should show up here, but if you have multiple websites like I have here, make sure you select the right one. So I'm going to select mrwebreviewstutorials.com for now, and you leave this field empty. Don't put anything in here. And then you have to type in a username. So by default, it's hello. So type something else here. So for instance, your name and then maybe a number or something hard to guess, obviously, And then you can type in an admin password. So you can either type it manually or have one created for you. So as you can see here, it will auto-generate a password, and then you can copy and paste it somewhere safe. After this, make sure that you have the correct email address right here. And then you need to type a website title. So let's say, for instance, a drop shipping site, because this is what we're going to build today. And everything else you can leave by default, and just tick this one here that says always update to the latest available version. And then after this, all you have to do is to click install, and it will start the process. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe up to a minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. So just be patient, it's doing its thing. And once WordPress is installed, you will be redirected to this page. So this is a quick overview of your website. So the only thing left basically is to make sure that your SSL certificate is enabled. As you can see, it's enabled by default. But if it is not, you will have a yellow button similar to this one right here that says setup. Just click on that to enable it. Okay, and now we can access our WordPress dashboard. So all we have to do is click on Edit Website. Excellent. So this is the first screen that you're going to meet. So just click on Go back to the dashboard, and let's go back to the WordPress dashboard. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we're going to remove out of this installation here that we don't need. like this one, all-in-one SEO, etc., etc. You have opt-in master as well, you know. So these are quite unnecessary plugins that we don't really need at the moment. So what we're going to do first is a bit of cleaning up. So we're going to plugins. And as you can see, these are all the plugins that we have installed on our WordPress installation here. So what we're going to do basically is to disable them all at once. So click on this to bulk select them all, and then go into the drop-down menu and select deactivate and then apply. Now let's do the same. Let's select them all at once, but this time we're going to untick a few because we need them for later on. So we're going to untick WooCommerce. We're going to untick light speed cache, which is fine, and everything else we're going to delete. We don't need it. Okay, so here back to bulk action, delete, apply. Okay, there you go. And as you can see now on the side, our menu section has been reduced drastically, and now we only have the essential tools and features and options that we need to work on this project. Now first we need to reactivate WooCommerce, this one here. So click on activate, and that's it. Now we're ready to go. Okay, now let's go into the settings and let's take care of the essential stuff. So we're going to general. Now here, make sure that your site title is correctly typed. So that should be normally your business name or maybe the name of your website. And right here, you can type in a tagline. So I'm going to put tutorial with Mr. Web Reviews, just like this. Okay. Scroll down the page, make sure that your email address is correct here, because this is where you're going to receive all the confirmations, you know, all your sales and all that. And make sure to select the date format and time format as well, depending on where you are, and then save changes. Next, we're going to go into permalinks. And from here, make sure that you select post name. So basically, this is better for SEO and also for your visitors. Basically, what this does is to rename the URL, so it's easy on the eye as well, you know. So it's going to be yourdomainname.com / and then the name of the page. So let's say if that page is called the About Us page, it'll be yourdomainname.com / about-us. So it's good for SEO and also for your visitors. Now let's do the same for the WooCommerce section here. So make sure that you have the custom base ticked here. And then you have product and / exactly like we have it on screen at the moment. Make sure this is exactly the same, okay? And then click Save Changes. And now we're going to install an additional plugin. So going to Plugins and then Add New. And then in the search box, look for Maintenance. So basically that's what it's called here. And we're going to install the very first one here from Web Factory Limited. And let's install this. So basically what a maintenance page will do is while you're working on the website, nobody will be able to access it. It will basically prevent any traffic from coming in, which is very handy, obviously, you know, while you're working on your website. Now we can go to maintenance and make sure that it is enabled. As you can see at the moment, it is on. And now make sure to save your changes. So let me show you what this looks like. So basically, if I grab my URL here and I open an incognito page and launch this, this is what your visitor will see while it's on. You know, maintenance mode is on, bookstore, and then you can log in just by clicking on this yourself. Type in your username and password, but this is basically what it's for, you know. So just to avoid getting any traffic to your website while you're working on it. And then once you're done at the end of this tutorial, you can disable this and you'll go live. Okay. And that's basically it for the initial settings. Now let's have a look at our website. If you hover on top of the title here, you have visit site. Right click on this and open that in a new tab. And as you can see, this is basically what our website looks like at the moment. So there's nothing at the moment. It's very basic, obviously, because this is the default theme that comes with WordPress, which is the 2022. So now we need to install our own theme and our own plugins to run this project. So for this, we're going to use CrocoBlock. So let's go back to our CrocoBlock page here. So this is basically it. So CrocoBlock, basically, they're an amazing development company that provides a large selection of themes and plugins that will allow you to build literally any type of projects from scratch. And in the plugin section here, we have Jet Engines, Jet Smart Filter, Booking, Reviews, Appointments. So basically all these different plugins, 150 of them, I believe, you know, will allow you to create any type of website, literally any type of website. As you can see, Jet Engine, this is to create custom post types. This one is for create a booking website, an appointment website. These are all rated to WooCommerce, so you can build your own pages, grid builder as well. So it's a very, very powerful tools that are made available to you. But today we are going to use a ready-made solution. We're not going to build really from scratch. If you go into solutions here and then click on see all, there you go, we have only books. So this is an almost ready-made solution that we can import the whole content. We have all the bases in place for us. All we have to do is to basically tweak it, So if you don't want to build everything, literally everything from scratch, this is the ideal solution for you. So let's click on view details now. And let's scroll down a little bit. As you can see, this is basically to build a bookstore, okay? And this is using Elementor. Elementor is a page builder, a drag and drop page builder, which makes life even more easier. So as you can see, it is packed with features. It looks absolutely outstanding and very professional. So let's address the price now. So let's go back up a little bit. So let's click on buy now. And that option is not just for this theme here, is basically for the whole website. Everything that's made available on their website is included in this price. So basically, if I go into plan and prices for the whole CrocoBlock subscription plan, that's the exact same pricing plans. Okay, so you have 130, 265, and 750. So what's the difference between those three different plans? Well, basically this one is just for one website and you get everything. That means 18 jet plugins, 150 widgets, etc., etc. And all the different templates, all are included in that price, which is an amazing offer, So this is for one website. Now, if you're planning to build more than one website, you might be more interested in this offer here because this one is unlimited. So basically you can build as many websites as you want. Now, bear in mind, those two options here are per year, so you have to renew that every year. But to build a website on which you're going to sell your books, that's not too much. It's not too expensive, obviously, Now, you have the super option here, which is one in a lifetime payment, $750 once off, and that's it. That's you done. Now, if you run a web design agency, web development agency, or maybe it's for your own business, you're going to build more than one website, you might be better off with this option with the $750 upfront. So feel free to select any of those options. And once you've gone through the whole checkout process, you'll be able to access your account here. So basically from here, you can download any of those plugins, etc., etc. But what we're going to do now is just scroll down the page all together. And what we need is to download this bit here, the CrocoBlock installation wizard, okay? Then all you have to do is just click on this and download this onto your hard drive, then click save, that's it. And once you have this, now we can go to our WordPress dashboard. And from here, we're going to plugins, add new, upload plugin, and choose file, and select the file we just downloaded. Select, open, and then install now. And that's it, that's installed already, and activate the plugin. And there it is. So basically all we have to do now is just to click on let's go, and it's going to do everything for us. So let's click on this. Now we need to enter our license key. So for this, you go back to our account here, scroll back up, and then click view details. So obviously I'm not going to reveal this on screen, but if you click on this, you'll have your key, copy and paste it. Okay. And once you have copied this, you can go back here and then paste it, okay? And all you have to do now is click Get Started. And now we want a full CrocoBlock installation. So let's take this one, install. And now we need to select the theme that we want to use with this installation. Now you can select any of those. Obviously, we have all the big names, the most famous ones, Astra and Hello Theme, Ocean WP and Bloxy. But Cava being their own theme, I would highly recommend you use this one. So let's click install, and we're going to install the child theme as well. Take this, continue, and from here we are going to select our demo content. So that's the very first one here, only books. But if you wanted to install a travel agency website, you could do this as well. Or this one here is for properties, a real estate website, and so on and so on. But obviously the one we're interested in today is this one here. So what we need to do is just click on start installation. Let's click on this. And these are all the required plugins, so leave them as is. And then you can add extra plugins as well. I wouldn't use any of them for now, so just click continue, okay? There you go. So the installation is taken care of for us now. So it's going to take a few minutes, as you can see. So just let it run in the background. Go and make yourself a nice cup of tea or coffee, and then let's go back to it in a few minutes. Very good. So that took a few minutes. Now we need to import our demo content. So I have two different options. So I'll select this one here, the second one. Okay, replace my existing content with the demo one. So continue, And now we need to type in our admin password and then click confirm. And there you go. So now this is the big demo installation. So this is going to take again a few minutes. So I'm just going to pause the video now and I'll meet you guys in a few seconds. Okay, very good. So that took a few minutes and then click continue. And now it's optimizing everything. So basically all the thumbnails that we have at the moment will be resized and optimized for speed and performances. And there you go, guys. As you can see, congratulations, you're all set. So let's go back to our front end here and let's refresh our website and let's see what it looks like. And there you go, guys. As you can see, our website is fully imported and ready to go. So it already looks very professional with all the books and everything. So all the content is there. So all the the main structure is in place for us. All we need to do now is to tweak a few things here and there to make it our own, basically, and obviously upload our own books as well. So let's go back to our backend now and let's start customizing our website. Very good. So from here, let's go back to our main dashboard right here. And as you can see, we got a few different messages here. These are a few warning messages and we need to run a few updates of the database. So don't be afraid. Just click on this. This is fine. So start update and do the same with all the others. So that's it. We're all done now with the initial settings. And now we can customize our website. Now let's have a quick look at all the tools that we are going to use for this project. So we have WooCommerce. This is our e-commerce plugin. And this is basically to manage our orders, etc., etc. We have the product section. So this is where all our books are at the moment. And then we're going to use CrocoBlock as well. So from CrocoBlock, we're going to use a few different plugins. As you can see here, we have Jet Pop-up, Jet Smart Filter, Jet Engine, and Jet Reviews. So this is basically for marketing purposes. We can have a pop-up windows showing up. A smart filter is to filter down the content of the book section and find the exact book that your visitors are looking for. Jet Engine, this is basically to build the main structure of our website. So this is the most important section of all at the moment. And then we have Jet Reviews, obviously, so that your visitors can leave reviews on their books. And then we're going to look at the pages as well, create some internal pages. And we also have a blog section, so we're going to use the post and comment section as well. So we're going to cover all of these together now, so let's get started. Okay, so first, this is a bookstore, so let's have a look at our products. So we go to products, all products. And here are all the books that we have for sale. As you can see, this is a long list. We have 3 pages. So again, this is where you will be uploading your own books, obviously, So as you can see here, we have different columns. We have the image, we have the title, we have the stock level, the price, the category, the tags, and when it was published. Now let's open one of them. Let's edit. So we just click on the title or the image. Any of them is fine. And now we can edit the whole content. So as you can see, we have the title of our book. We have the description of the content. And then after this, we have all the specs of that book. So as you can see, which type of book is it? Is it paper book? Is it an ebook? Is it an audio book? And then you can tag this as being popular, new, on sale, and then language, award winners, author, the year, and all of that. So all the information is contained right here. If we scroll down, these are the fragments that you can display. So some sample of the content of the book itself. And if we keep scrolling down, these are all related to your reviews, so customer reviews, etc., etc. And then we have all the essentials, obviously, you need to set the price, maybe it's on sale, you can show the inventory, and you can even manage the stock. So this one says in stock, but you can also enable stock management, in which case you could say, for instance, you have 6 of those books left in stock. And now let's scroll back up to the top of our page here. And as you can see by the side, we have additional information. So this is basically the status. Is it published? Is it public? Etc. etc. And then underneath, we have the product categories. We have the product tags, post attributes, image, and you can also add more than one image. So you could have a product gallery. So this is basically it for the product section. So this is where it all starts, because this is an e-commerce website. So we need to start from our product, and our products are divided in different categories. So this is also very important. And obviously all the content here, all the specs need to be taken care of. Okay, so first let's take care of our product category. So this would be step number 1 normally if you set up this website here. Okay, so for this we have products here. We go into categories. And as you can see, at the moment we have audiobooks, ebooks, paper books, but also new, popular and on sale. Now let's go back to our front end here and let's click on this. And as you can see, we have popular, sale and new. And we also have books, ebooks and audiobooks. So these are basically our categories as well. Now, as you can see here, we have all these genres. So we have cookbooks, mystery, social sciences, romance, science fiction. So what are these? Well, these are not categories, funny enough. These are tags actually. So let me open this one here underneath the category of tags. So let's open this in a new tab altogether. And if we open this, as you can see, this is where they are all located. So we have arts, biographies, business, children, comics, cookbooks, etc., etc. So this is where you can break this down into different genres and basically display this in different sections for your visitors to choose from. Okay, so let's go back to our categories first and let's create a new one. So let's call this one test. And you have the parent category. So basically, if you wanted to break this down in categories and then subcategories, you can use this feature as well. So for instance, you could have test as a subcategories of paper books and so on and so on. So for instance, in paper books, you could have hardcover or paperback, etc., etc. But let's just keep it simple for now. And you can upload an image for your category or an icon. So what's the difference between those two? Well, for this project, we are actually using the icons, not the image. So let me show you. So if we go into all books and click on all categories, so let's scroll down. And as you can see, we have a small icon next to each one of them that basically gives an idea of what the content is like. So mystery, we have a hat, literature, we have a pencil, history, we have a scroll, etc., etc. So that's basically where you can add these. And all we have to do is just click on this and we can upload our own file, or you can go into the media library. So by default with this template, all of these are imported already, which might be sufficient. If it's not enough, if you want something else, you can upload your own set of icons, obviously, you know. So if you select one of them, all you have to do is to choose media, and that's basically it, okay? And then all you have to do at this stage is just to click add new category. And if we go back up here, we can see this is the one, okay? So now we have a new test category added to our other categories. And then let's go to our tags section now. So products and tags is about the same principle as with the categories. So just remember, that's not tagged genre. That's basically what it is, okay? So you can create any of them. Again, just type the title here. You can have a description, select the icon that goes next to it, and then add the new tag. And this is how you can create all these different sections here, and feel free to add as many as you need, obviously, you know. Okay, very good. So now we have categories and genre taken care of. So these are two things. Now let's go back to our product section. So as you can see, these are all our products. So let's just open one very quickly. And again, as you remember, we have all these product variations. So these are the specs basically, okay? So as you can see of the book variation types. So what types do we have? We have paper book, ebook, audiobook. We have the product properties, popular, new, on sale. And as you can see, all the information here can be tweaked around and customized to fit your own personal requirements in how you run your business, obviously, you know. So as you can see here, we have award winners, we have language, publisher, year, ISBN 10, ISBN 13, and ISBN altogether, just the simple code. So you might need something else, or maybe remove some of these that you might not need. In which case, I'm going to show you now how you can tweak any of those sets of information here right now. So for this, we're going to scroll here back to our menu section. And as you can see, we have Jet Engine. So Jet Engine, as you can glean from its name, is the main engine. So you cannot run a car without engine unless you want to push it. But basically, the engine is the most important part. So this is the main foundation, the structure of your website. And this is where we're going to create and set everything up. So for this now, to access all that information here, we're going to go again to Jet Engine and we're going to go to meta boxes. So what are meta boxes exactly? Well, basically they are additional sets of information that can be added to any type of post or product. So as you can see, these one are added to post, these one to post, these one are added to products, and these one are added to product categories and product tags. So basically, this is just to configure and customize fully the content of our website. So let's discover this one here that's related to our products. So let's click on this now. There you go. And now if you scroll down the page, we have 24 additional meta fields. So let's go back to our product page here. As you can see, product variation meta, and these are the 24 additional meta fields that we have here. So this is where you can create as many meta fields to add to our product. So this is where you can customize fully, absolutely 100% customize this to fit your own way of running your business and the way you want to display your products. As you can see here, we have book variation type. So let me show you here. So this is book variation type, and we have a drop-down menu, and we can select among 3 different options. Let's go back here and let's discover this one. So if you open this, expand the content, as you can see, if you scroll down, you have 3 different options. We have paper book, ebook, and audiobook. Now let's close this one and let's discover the next one. This one is product properties. Let's expand, and as you can see, we have 3 different options: popular, new, and sale. Let's go back here, and as you can see, this one, you can tick either of those options here: popular, new, or sale. So most of these variation meta here are pretty useful. Let's agree with it, and this is pretty nicely done. But there are maybe some of them that you might not need. Maybe some of them that you want to tweak around. Maybe for language, you might want to add one or maybe remove some. And maybe you want to create a new one altogether. So let's cover those 3 different options, okay? So let's say there is one that you absolutely don't need. You're not using it at all, so you're going to get rid of it altogether, okay? So let's say you only need ISBN and ISBN 13 because those look very similar to me. So maybe you just want ISBN and ISBN 13 code, okay? So let's get rid of this one, for instance. So let's go back here. So what we do basically is to close this again, and let's look for the ISBN code. So where's this one? Right here. Also we have ISBN, ISBN 10, ISBN 13, okay? Now, if you wanted to get rid of one of them, all you have to do is click on the trash can here. So let's do this together. And as you can see, it's asking you, are you sure? Because once it's deleted, that's it, it's gone, all these records will be changed. And obviously this will impact the whole database. So you have to be very cautious if you take care of this, if you want to delete something, okay? And once you click yes, there you go. Now it's gone, okay? Now it's not saved yet. You still have to click update to save those changes. So let me show you. If I refresh now without saving, our ISBN code will still be there, ISBN 10, there it is. So it's still there. So you have 2 safety nets here. The first one is asking you, are you sure? Even if you say yes, you still have to click update to actually, for this to take effect, okay? So let me re-emphasize this. Once you've clicked update, that's it. It's too late. It's gone altogether, So you won't have any means of restoring this afterwards. You'll have to recreate it and link it back to all of your products after that and refill all these fields afterwards manually. So be very cautious while using this feature here. So let me just refresh and we're going to bring it back. There you go. So next we said that I'm going to show you how to change one of those. So let's say if you have the language section here and you wanted to add one or remove one. So let me show you how this works. So let's go back here. So languages, let's open this, expand. If we scroll down, there you go. These are all our options: English, German, French, Spanish, and so on. So let's say if you wanted to add Italian to the list, all you have to do is click on add a new field. There you go. And now we need to give an option value and the label as well. So for the value, this is basically for our database, and the option label, this is what our visitors will see. So this is what we'll see, it's Italian. And now the option value for the database is the same, but all in lowercase, okay? Just like this, right? And now we can update. So let's click update. There you go. And now if we go back to our product section here, as you can see, English, French, German, etc. We don't have Italian. If we refresh this now, there you go. As part of our options, we also have Italian. Okay, so next, let me show you how you can add an additional meta field. So let's add an additional one here. And maybe you'd like to know where you bought this from. So maybe there are different sources, you have different suppliers, etc. And you would like to be able to locate this and see it here immediately from your product section. So let's go back here now, and we're going to create a new one altogether. So we can close these now. Let's close that. There you go. So let's scroll down our page all together. And as you can see, we can add a new meta field. So let's do this now. So supplier, just like this. and automatically it will create the name ID on its own, okay? Now you can tweak this around if you wanted to, maybe supplier 001 or whatever, you know, you can always tweak this yourself. You'll be limited though by the amount of character that you can use and the type of character as well. You can only use hyphen and underline for the special characters, and that's basically it. So now, what object is this? What type of object? As you can see, we have field, tab, accordion, and type. So this would be a field. And what type of field is this? Now, depending on how many suppliers you work with, you might want to select maybe a drop-down menu that will offer you the option to select among maybe 3 or 4 different options. Now, if you want to type the name, maybe you buy this off the public, you want to put the name of the person or maybe a reference from an invoice or a purchase invoice or something like this, in which case you might select text and type each and every reference separately, okay? But in our case here, we're going to select a radio button, just like this, and we're going to add our own options. So let's create maybe 3 different suppliers, okay? So we're going to create the first one. So let's give it a name. So maybe you're getting some from an Amazon surplus warehouse or something like this, you know, so we can copy and paste twice here. We're going to add another one. So let's call the other one, maybe you get this from an eBay extra stock or B stock level or something like this, and maybe you get some second-hand books from the county library or something like this, and there you go. Now we've added our 3 different options here. So this is basically a radio button, so you can, it's a drop-down menu with 3 radio buttons, and you can select either of those 3 options. So let's scroll down a little bit more now, and then we can add a small description for ourselves just to know, so bought from which company, okay, something like that. There you go. Now we can update our meta box. There you go. And now let's go back to our product section and let's refresh our page, and let's look for this new added feature. So as you can see, it is not displaying here, and the reason is because it's been added at the bottom of all the other options. There you go. So we have the supplier here, bought from which company, and now we can select where we got it from, you know. So maybe you got this from the Amazon surplus, maybe from eBay B stock, or the county library. As you can see, with radio buttons, you can only select one option at a time, which is super handy because normally you only bought it from one place. So this is the whole purpose of a radio button. Now, how can we move this around and place it here? So let me show you. So basically we go back here. Now we can close this. There you go. And now we can bring this up a little bit. So we're going to place this next to our publisher full. And there it is. This is publisher full, and we have supplier here. So all you have to do is just drag and bring it up a little bit. So just after this one, again, update the meta. And now let's go back to our product page and let's refresh this. And there you go, guys. As you can see now with the publisher full, and just underneath we have our supplier section. So now we can select Amazon surplus, and then we can update our product, and that's it basically. So that's it. We've taken care of everything in relation to our product categories, genre, and also the custom attributes. So this is taken care of. Now let's go to our WooCommerce section here, and let's take care of our settings. So WooCommerce is our e-commerce platform that's being used on this website to process all the orders, payments, customers, coupon codes, etc., etc. Okay, so let's set this up together now. So as you can see here from here in the settings section, we have general, products, shipping, payments, etc. So let's take care of the first one here. So the very first one is basically the store details. So let's fill this out very quickly. So maybe something like this. Let's say you're in central New York. And then you need to select the general options here, which are your selling locations. So depending on where we are in the world, you might select different things, but you can sell to all countries or sell to specific countries, okay? Or sell to all countries except a few. So again, normally in most cases, you would select specific countries. So let's do this together. So let's say if you're based in New York, you might sell to the United States, you might sell to Canada as well, okay? So let's select here United and then States, and then we're going to add Canada as well, okay? So this is basically it, okay? Now, if you're based in Europe, maybe you sell to France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, in which case you just add all the countries one by one, okay? Just like this. Now, the shipping location normally should be the exact same as your selling locations. As you can see, ship to all countries you sell to. But if you want, you can select different rules as well. But this would be the one that normally applies to most e-commerce platforms. Now, if you are registered for VAT and taxes, etc., you want to take this one as well. And I'm going to show you in a moment how you can set up the VAT rate as well. Now, do you want to apply coupon codes? I presume you will. It's a nice marketing thing to add sales to your bottom line. So I'll probably enable this as well. And then here at the bottom, you can take care of the currency symbol here. So if you're based in the United States, you'll be selling in US dollars, but maybe you're selling in pounds or maybe in euros or something like this. And then feel free to change the position of the currency and the separator as well for the thousand and decimal, etc. And then don't forget to click Save Changes. Next, let's have a look at our product section here. So as you can see, we have the shop page. So at the moment we have none defined, but normally you would select the shop page right here. It is created already. So click on this and select it. And now if you want to enable reviews, these are actually not the same reviews that we are going to use. These are the built-in feature that come in with WooCommerce. The ones that we are going to use is Jet Review. So just leave it as is for now. Let's save those changes. And next we have the inventory section. So still underneath product, but inventory. And here basically you need to set it up if you want to enable stock management. I presume if you're selling books, it's better to know how many of them you have in stock. And then as you can see here, you can receive notification if the stock is getting low, in which case you can put the email address that needs to be notified. So this could be different from the admin. So you can type another one altogether. And then you can define what's a low threshold. So once there are only 2 of them left in stock, for instance, you will receive a notification telling you that such and such books is low on stock at the moment. And that's basically it for this section. So save changes. And next, let's set up our taxes. Okay, so the first option is define if you will enter those prices inclusive of tax or exclusive of tax. And this works for both front end and back end. So this one here, this is for you here in the back end, how you're going to enter those prices in the system. And the other one here, display prices in the shop. This is for your visitors. How do you want to display those prices? As you can see at the moment, it's excluding tax. Now, if you're selling to B2B, this is the option you would select. Now, if you're selling to end users, this is probably including tax because the end user doesn't care much about taxes. He wants to know if it's $5.99, that's what I'm paying, and that's basically it, okay? So here, because we're selling books, this is mostly sold to the public, so I would select including taxes, and display price during the cart, it should normally also be including taxes, okay? So let's save this for now. And then next we need to set up our tax rates. So click on this now, and as you can see, this is where we can insert a row. So again, depending on where you are, where you live, and where your business is based, please make sure with your accountant this is the right rates and all that, and how to set it up. I can only show you here basically the main essentials. So let me show you insert row. So the code here, you're going to put the country code, so USA. So this is United States. And I believe you might have different rates in the United States. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but let's leave it as is throughout the whole continent. And we're going to set a rate of 10%. I believe it's 10% VAT rate in the United States. And we need to give it a name. So let's put it US 10% tax. Okay, just like this. And now we can save those changes. So let's say if you're based in Europe, maybe in Spain, and you're selling to Germany, to Italy, to let's say Portugal and all that, you know, you might have to set up different tax rates all together here. So this is basically it. Again, please consult your accounting firm just to make sure that this is the right way to do it where you are and based on the local law and jurisdictions, okay? And then you can set up your rates for reduced rate and zero rates as well. Now let's take care of the shipping. And from here, to create a new rule, all you have to do is to add shipping zone, and you can give it a name. So let's say you're selling to the US only, and then you can select your zone. So this is basically, these are the countries that we selected, that we said we were selling to. We have North America, Canada, obviously, you know, and then you have all the United States. So you can select the whole of the US all together, just like this. So there's no limitations. Or you can select one specific state if you have different rates. Maybe it costs you more to sell to Alaska, to ship it to Alaska rather than Alabama and so on. Or maybe your courier company is shipping at the same rate throughout the whole country. In which case you can add the shipping method here. So this would be a flat rate, okay? add shipping method, and now we can give it price. So click on this, edit, and let's set this up maybe to $9.99, let's say, okay? Now save changes, and that's basically it. Now we all set up. Now let's say if you're using USPS or DHL or any of those famous companies, most popular courier companies, how can you go about it? How can you add this to this section here? Well, in that case, we have to add an additional plugin. So if we go back to our dashboard here and we go to the plugin section, add new. In the search box here, type WooCommerce followed by the name of the courier. So WooCommerce and maybe USPS. Okay, just like this. And now, as you can see, we have this one here, USPS Simple Shipping for WooCommerce. So if I click on Install Now, and now you can do this with any of them, obviously, DPD, DHL, FedEx, or any of them, basically, okay? And then all you have to do is to activate it. Now, if we go back here, and we go back to the shipping zones, now that it is installed, now you can see we have an extra tab here, USPS Simple. And now you can enable this method here, the shipping method, and you can set up all your different rules, etc., etc. And this would work with any of those companies, obviously, you know. So let's keep it simple for now. We have our shipping zone, okay, which is the ones we just set up for the US, and we're happy with enough with that. And you can add as many rules as you want, obviously. Now, the most exciting part now, let's take care of the payment section. So basically, this is when you get paid, obviously, you know. So how do you want to get paid? As you can see, by default, we have a few different methods already in place here. We have cash on delivery, check payments, and direct bank transfer. To be honest, I don't think these are suitable for this type of project. You're selling books online, you want to get paid beforehand, before you can ship the stuff. So what we need to do basically is to enable the online payments. So the most popular ones would be Stripe and PayPal, obviously, you know. So maybe you're using Amazon services, maybe Google Pay or any of them. So I'm going to show you how to set this up very quickly. So at the moment, let's say we are going to use PayPal. All you have to do is just to click on Get Started. And as you can see, by default, it will enable the advanced card processing. Please check the rates here, you know, the fees that they're going to charge you for US and domestic transaction. Or the other one is standard mode. Or you can disable this and just use the regular PayPal payment method, you know. So this is up to you. Feel free to select any of those options. And what we need to do now is to activate PayPal. And our pop-up window here, we invite it to enter our email address and password. So let's do this together. And now we need to agree and connect. There you go. And now we can go back. And this should be activated for us automatically. And the API key and all of this should be taken care of. And as you can see, all the information has been filled out automatically for us. And all we have to do now is to enable this and then scroll down the page and then save changes. And that's just done now. PayPal is in place on our website. And next, we're going to go to advanced settings. And now we need to create 3 new pages here all together. So we have the cart page, checkout page, and my account page. So let's create this together. So let's start with the cart page. So we go back here to the WordPress dashboard. We go into pages and let's add a new one. So let's give it a title. So cart page. And now we need to add a shortcode here. So let's go back here. And as you can see, we have a small info bubble here. And we need to insert this one here. So Control C, let's go back here. And now we're going to choose a block. And what type of block is this? This is a shortcode. Okay, just like this. And now we're going to paste it right there. Okay, so publish, publish. Very good. Now let's create our second page. So this one is called checkout page. Add new. Let's give it a title, checkout page. Let's add a block. So we're going to copy the shortcode that comes with it. So this is the one here. Control C plus shortcode. There you go. Let's paste it. Publish, publish. So we can exit out of this now. And then let's go and create the next one. So my account page, sorry. So let's add new. Let's give it a title, my account page. Now we need to copy the shortcode. So Control C plus this is a shortcode. And let's paste it here. Publish, publish. There you go. So now our 3 pages are connected up. And now we can remove those ones. Remove, remove. Now let's add each and every page. So Control C, Control V. There it is. This is the one we just created. So checkout page now. There you go. This is the one. And my account page. There you go. So now they're all connected up properly, which is perfect. Scroll down the page and don't forget to click save. Okay, very good. So let's put this to the test now that everything is in place. So we go back to payments very quickly. Just for our test here, I'm going to enable cash on delivery so we don't have to enter any card details. But you can do the same by enabling the sandbox with PayPal or the test mode with Stripe, for instance, if you decide to install Stripe, But just for the time being, we're just going to enable this, make life easier. So let's go back to our front end here and let's purchase something. So let's add this to the cart. Okay, now we can go to our shopping cart. There you go. As you can see, that's displaying fine. So we have one item at $11 and then we have $10.99 for the flat delivery. So that's $21.99. And as you can see, the tax is calculated automatically, which is $2 altogether for this. So now we can proceed to checkout or use PayPal, where we're going to go proceed to checkout. So now we have to enter our details here. So there you go, something like that. And now we can select our payment method. So as you can see, by default, it is PayPal that's enabled. But just for our test here, we're going to select cash on delivery. And then we're going to place our order. So there you go. As you can see, we have the order confirmation now. So the order has been received. So let me show you how you can process the order now from the back end. And for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We hover on this here. And as you can see, we have 2 orders that came in. So let's click on this. And as you can see, the status here, processing. So this is the very last one that we entered ourselves here, $21.99, 2 minutes ago, John Doe. And that's basically it, okay? So now, how do you process this order? Very simply, just click on the name itself. And there you go. So this is all the content of our order. At the moment, the status is processing. So as you can see, this is the title of the book, the price, etc., etc. So clearly we selected payment at delivery. So normally if it was with PayPal, you would see payment process and confirmation here with the transaction number, etc., etc. Okay, so you'll have a quick overview if it's paid or not. And if it's paid, you have the all green signal and then you can obviously send the order. So once you've prepared the order, let's say in your warehouse or something like this, and it's been shipped, then you can change the status from processed to completed, okay? So if there's anything else in between, maybe the book is damaged or something like this, you need to reorder a new one, you can put it on hold. And maybe someone rang you in the meantime and said, oh, sorry, I ordered the book, I'd like to cancel it. You can cancel it and refund altogether. So for now, we're just going to mark this as completed and then simply click update. And that's it, all done. So this is your order processed already. So you have different sort of actions here as well. If someone says, I never received the order confirmation, you can always re-email it again, resend the order notification and regenerate the download permission as well if it's an ebook or something like that, okay? So this is basically how you can handle and process your orders using WooCommerce. Very good. So next, let's take care of the look and the layout of our website. So as you can see at the moment, we have this logo here, which is not our company logo, with all the header here, with all these menu sections and all these links. So let me show you how we can tweak this around and also how we can change our footer section. So let's go ahead with this now. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. So from here, we're going to go to CrocoBlock and we have the theme templates here. Okay, so we click on this now. Very good. So we have all these different sections of our website with internal pages, header, footer, sections, archive, and single. So what we need to do is go about it step by step. So let's start with our header section, which is the first thing that we will see on any page. So let's go ahead with this. So let's click on header. And as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different headers. So what's the difference with all of these? Well, very simply, as you can see, this one is for the entire site and this one is the main header. So basically this one here is being displayed on the home page. So this is the one. Now, if we go into an internal page, like for instance, in the Romans section, there you go. As you can see now, we have this breadcrumbs here. So this is basically to help your visitors to navigate in between pages. So you can go back to the shop page like this. There you go, as you can see. So these are called breadcrumbs. So some pages will have it and some won't have it. And this is why we have different headers here. So if we edit this with Elementor, as you can see, these are all Elementor pages. So let's open this one here for the entire site, okay? So let's right click on this and then open in a new tab. And now let's have a look at it. There you go. So as you can see, this is our header section and we have the breadcrumbs here as well. So how does this work? Well, basically this is using Elementor. So for those of you who are not familiar with Elementor, basically you have all these widgets here by the side and you can drag and drop them into your page here. So basically our header in our case here, and then design and build it exactly the way you want it, okay? So we have this section here. If I click on this, you can see this is a section and each section is made out of different columns. As you can see, column 1, column 2 here, okay? And each column is made out of different elements. So if we click on this, we have different widgets. So this is a heading and this one is a button. If I click on this one is a site logo, etc., etc. Okay, so this is basically how this works. So a common practice is to base the colors of your website starting from your logo. Obviously, this will set the tone and the scene and everything that goes revolve around everything is based on your logo. So your company colors basically, okay? So let's start with this. So we're going to upload our logo here. So I have two different logos. We have the normal logo in Retina display. So the Retina display is a high resolution logo basically for devices such as iPads and MacBook Pros, etc., etc. So let's upload a new one. So let's click on this, upload new file, and we are going to select our file now. And from here you can select your logo. So I created a file very quickly here, a small logo for the purpose of our tutorial here. So just make sure that you save this as a PNG file. So basically you want the background of your logo to be clear, as you can see, transparent basically, okay? And then we can insert this, and we do the same here for the Retina logo. So select the exact same file and then insert. And there you go. As you can see, now we have our new logo. And obviously this will set the tone for everything else, because now obviously the search button, the indicator here of how many items are in your cart and all that, these are red, so they're not matching our company colors. So what we need to do now is to change all of this obviously, and the background, it doesn't fit here obviously. So let's change the background color first. So let's click on our section here, and from here we're going to style. And there it is. So this is the background color here. So let's click on this and let's select a color that's maybe more suited to our purpose here. So maybe something a bit brighter. So as you can see, we have two different sections here, top one and the bottom one. So both of them will need to be changed. So you can have two different colors as well, one for the top, one for the bottom. That's really up to you. But maybe it's probably better to keep the same color for both sections. So let's go ahead maybe with a bright blue, maybe something like this would be just about perfect. And now copy this, Control C, and we'll do the same with our next section. So click on this one. Again, we go to style, background color, and then paste. There you go. So now we have a brand new background color. So that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Now clearly the search button here is sticking out like a sore thumb, obviously. So now we can click on this section here. And again, we're going to go to style. And we're going to try to locate the button here. So submit button, this is the one. And as you can see, this is our background color. So let's click on this. And this time we're going to click on the color picker here. And we're going to select the color here. So either that blue or the darker one. So let's try either of them. See which one is best, And you can select which color is best suited for this purpose. So I think maybe the darker one is probably better. Let's go with this one. I think this is fine. And we can do the same with those two elements here. So let's click on this one here, which is the wish list, and compare. Again, we're going to style. And let's locate that small bubble speech. There it is, background color. And now color picker again. And we're going to select our logo and select the darker one. And we do the same with our shopping cart. So style. And I believe here there's quite a few to change. So we're going to click on cart link. There you go. As you can see, cart background color. So let's click on this color picker. Let's click on our logo, select the darker color. And now you can click on this, Control C, and we're going to do the same everywhere you see that red color. So cart drop down. Let's check them all one by one very quickly. And as you can see, we have another red here. So change this to dark blue. We have another red here. So we're going to change this to dark blue again. The same with this one. And then we do the same with the cart button style. And that's it. Now, every step of the way, always make sure you click on the update button to save your changes just in case as well. You don't want to lose your hard work. Now, this looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now, the only issue we have now is that there is no contrast really with the background here, our font color, etc. So we might change this to something else. And for this, we're going to click on our items here. So let's click on this one. So this is the navigation menu. We're going to style. And from here, we're going to select the color. So text color here, it is white. So let's click on this. We select the color picker again, go onto our logo. And this time, there you go. I think we're going to select the other blue, this one. And now we can select this color code because we're going to use this for the rest of the items, okay? So the login is the same. So we're going to style, login style color, select the color here, and then put the blue. And we're going to do the same with this section here. So this is basically it for it. This is our menu section. We should leave it the way it is. This is the login as well. So this is fine, okay? Right here in the corner, we have the contact details, your phone number. So you might want to change this as well. So let's click on this. As you can see, we have a bit of text here. You can change this to something else. So let's change this for maybe helpline, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m., 5 p.m. And we can change the color as well. So this time we're going to add the darker blue. So Control V, just like this. And we can do the same with the one underneath. So here you will type your phone number. And as a link, you leave it exactly like this and just put your phone number right here. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now, but just basically type in your phone number here, including the prefix at the front. So let's go into style now and let's change the color again here. And let's change this to a dark blue. There you go. So this is just about perfect now, isn't it? Now, just notice that those two icons here are still in white, so they don't stand out really well. So let's change the colors as well. We're going to style, and from here, we're going to change the color in normal and hover mode as well. So let's change the color here. So we're going to change this to blue, and in hover mode, we're going to select the exact same color again, just like this. Okay, that's perfect now. There you go. That's much better. And we're going to do the same with this one here. So the shopping cart, we're going to change the color. So from here, we go to cart link. And there we go to the icon color. As you can see, it is white at the moment. We're going to change this to that blue. And we do the same in hover mode, icon color. Let's change this to blue again. And next, one last thing is this button here. So we're going to click on this. There you go. We're going to style. And this one is the desktop menu icon. Click on this. And here is our color here. So we have this in normal mode, hover mode, and active. As you can see, if you hover on top, it will change color as well. So we need to change this. So the color here, we're going to select, we're going to put our bright blue. There you go. And in hover mode, we're going to use the darker blue. There you go. And the same in active mode. So let's select this one and let's replace this by dark blue. That's it. Perfect now. All done. Okay, so let's put this to the test now. Let's go to our front end and let's refresh our page. So let's click on our logo to go back to the home page. Oh, wow. So that's actually pretty neat, isn't it? That looks very, very professional indeed. So this is how we can change those colors. Now let's have a quick look and just make sure everything is displaying fine. So this is okay. These ones as well. Okay, so we have to change the color here on hover because I can see it's still displaying red. And is the same here. So we need to change a few more colors. So let's go ahead with this and then we'll be done for this. So let's go back to our section here. And first, let's take care of the menu section here. So style again. So hover mode, as you can see, we still have red here. So we forgot about this. So let's put the dark blue. There you go. And active mode, same again. There you go. Let's have a quick look. Is the same with this one here. So general style, so I have the login here. In hover mode, let's go and change this. So we'll do that very quickly with all of them. And finally, we have this button here. So let's click on this. We go to style again. And this time we're going to go to desktop menu items and go into hover mode. As you can see with the color here. So we need to change this again to dark blue. So let's insert this color here. Very good. So let's have a quick preview. If we click on this, as you can see, those are still red and there's no changes at all. So how can we change this now? So for this, we need to go to the menu section. So we can keep this tab open. You can open a second tab. We go to our dashboard now. We go into appearance and then menus. And from here, just make sure you select the very first one here, all books menus. Okay. And as you can see, this is a mega menu. So what we need to do now is to edit this section ourselves. So we click on settings And here we have a button, Edit Mega Menu. Click on this and we'll open a pop-up window, and with Elementor, obviously, okay? So there you go. This is our menu itself. So as you can see, this is again like an Elementor page. So this is made out of different columns. This is one main section made out of different columns and different elements, okay? And now we need to go into each and every one of them and change the color of each items as well. And at the same time, I'm going to show you how you can change the content of your menu section here as well. So first, let's take care of our colors, like we said. So if you click on this item here, you can see this is a vertical mega menu, and the content of the menu is taken from here, all books menu. So if we open another tab, yet again, we go back to appearance menus. As you can see, you can select the other one. So this is the one here, all book menus. Click on this and then select. And as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 different items and all redirecting to separate categories. Okay, so this is basically the content of this section here. Now, if you wanted to add an additional category, for instance, or something similar, you can simply click on one of them here, select it, add to menu, and there you go. Now you have an additional one. If you wanted to delete this one, you can click on it and then click remove. And that's it, it's gone altogether. Now, if you want to edit this, you can change the title as well, you know. So this is basically how a menu section works. You can fetch any of those items here and add them to your menu section. And once you're done, click on save. And obviously this will reflect in the front end as well. So let's go and change our colors here. So we're going to style. So we can close this one for now. And then we're going to select main menu items and then hover mode. And let's change this color here. So let's add the dark blue. There you go. That looks absolutely perfect. And we're going to do the same with those ones here. As you can see, if we hover on top, we need to change the color as well. So let's click on this. So first, let's address the content of this menu here. As you can see, this one is called all menu item inner menu 1. Now, just to mention, these are not the product categories. These are the categories that we created earlier on. Now, if you wanted to add different genre here, what we need to do is to go back on top, screen options. And as you can see here, we have those two items here, product categories and product tags. Now, if you close this and go back down our page, as you can see, now we have the product tags. So if we open this, as you can see, these are all the different genre. So if you wanted to add one to your menu section, all you have to do is just tick it and then add to menus. And then as you can see, now we have education added at the bottom of our section. Now you can move them around and reorganize them as well. All you have to do is hover on top and then bring this maybe up or down your menu section. And then once you're done, click save. And that's it. That's how easy you can change your menu section. And you can do the same with inner menu 1 and inner menu 2. Now let's go back to our Elementor menu here. So this is well explained. Now this is our menus. So now just change the colors. That's all we need. So we're going to click on this, style, and then this is our main menu. So this is main menu items. We're going to click on hover, and we're going to add our dark blue. And we do the same with this one. As you can see, just to test it, this is working fine. And we do the same with this one here, style. And again, we're going to main menu items, hover mode, and change the red to our dark blue. There you go. So that's just all done for this section. Now here, best of the month. As you can see, this is not the right color either. So we're going to go here, select this, change the color to dark blue, and that's it. Very good. So that's us all done now for the menu section. And as always, let's put this to the test. So we go to our home page here and let's refresh. Okay, so let's click on this and find out. And the colors are perfect. So this is fine. Now we know that our header section is working fine. The whole menu section is perfectly designed. And now we can duplicate this in the backend. And for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. So these are all the different headers. And the one we edited was this one here, header entire site, which is this section here. Now that we know that this is working, we can copy these two sections here, this one and this one. We can copy them in all the other sections here, sections here. So basically what we need to do is to edit this one. So edit the single post, edit with Elementor, open in a page, a new different tab. There you go. So as you can see, this is the old header. So what we need to do now is to replace this with the new one. So what we do is to click on top of our section here, right click on it, And then we're going to copy this, go back here, right click on this, paste, and then back again here, right click on our section, copy, and then right click on this one and paste. Very good. And now we can delete the two others. So delete this one and delete that one. And that's us done. So now we can update this one. So this is one done. And then we're going to do the same with the others. So the next one is the header all categories. And then you do the same with checkout cart and then header as well. So we're just going to do one more together because this one contains a breadcrumb. So we're going to click on Edit with Elementor, open in a new tab. So there it is now. As you can see, this one contains a breadcrumb. So what we need to do is to basically copy this one and paste it here. And we do the same with the other one. So back here, copy and then paste. There you go. And now we can close this and delete this one as well. And as you can see, now we have our header with a breadcrumb. Okay, so let's update. Okay, very good. So as you can see, we have our header section taken care of. Now let's take care of the content of our homepage now. So for this, we go to Pages. And this is where all our pages are located. So we need to find our homepage, which is right here. So now all we have to do is just to click on Edit with Elementor. So let's open this in a new tab again, just in case we have to come back to our WordPress dashboard. Very good. And again, this is the same principle as all the pages that we've changed so far, you know, all the sections. This is using Elementor. So you have all the different widgets here and you can easily drag and drop them on your page and tweak things around. So let's go through this page step by step and section by section. Okay, so let's discover our first element here. So let's click on that. So this is a vertical mega menu. And again, this is very similar to the one we had here. So these are the same items, you know, popular, sale, and new. And as you can see, popular, sale, and new. And this one will just add all the books here for the mega menu. So this is just a shortcut, as you can see. Okay, so what we need to do basically is not to change the content because we've covered that already, how to do so in the previous step. But what we need to do with this section is just change the background color, obviously, you know, when you hover on top. And for this, as always, we go to Style and then let's select the main menu items. Again, this is in hover mode. So let's change the red to our dark blue. There you go. Let's put this to the test. And as you can see, this is working fine. Now that's basically all for this section. You know, I think we've covered that nicely. Now here we have our slider. So this is called slider. And how does this work? Very simply, we have item 1, 2, and 3, which correspond to our 3 sliders. As you can see, we have 3 dots here. So we can go from one to the other and we have 3 different images. So to change these and tweak them around to customize it to your personal requirements, as you can see, all we have to do is just basically upload new images. And to replace the content of a slide, simply click on this so you can upload your new file. Now bear in mind that, as you can see here, this one is 942 by 299. If you are planning to upload 2 or 3 new slides, make sure that they are all the same size. As you can see here, this one is 942 by 299. If we go to the next one and click on this now, as you can see, this is also 942 by 299. So just make sure that your 3 slides are the same size, okay? Because otherwise it's going to look odd and out of shape altogether. So that's basically it, okay? Now, as you can see, our image here and the slider itself, we have text displaying here on top. So how can you change the content of this text? Well, you have to edit the template. So each one of them, item number 1 here, you can see there's a template here, and it's the same with item number 2. So as you can see, this image is cut in half with a dark background, which makes it very easy to read the text. And in the background, obviously, you know, there you go, it stands out very well, obviously. So all we have to do basically to edit this content is to click on Edit Template, and it will open this in a new tab yet again. And as you can see, this is basically the content of our slide. So let's go back here and let's click on the second one. So this one says new release and then stuff you should know by Josh Clark and Chuck Bryant. Okay. So if you go back here, as you can see, this is the new release. There you go. This is the title. Now you can click on the next one here. So stuff you should know. This is the title of the book itself. Okay. There you go. And then we have by Josh Clark. So this is the one underneath. And now feel free to change this around. And as always, once you're done, click update, and then you can close that window and go back to your main section here, your main slider. And obviously you can remove an item if you wanted to. If you only need 2 slides, you can click on the X here, it will delete it. Or you can an additional one, add a 4th one maybe, and you can follow the same principle as highlighted just before. So let's scroll down our page now. So next we have our best sellers here. So let's click on this. So as you can see, this is a listing section and this is the query that's put in place. So let's expand this because we can't read the whole thing. So this one is called Product Listing Query Builder Main. So bear this in mind, remember this, okay? So now we can reduce that again back to its original size. And the reason why I emphasize this is because if you want to change the content of this section here and change the layout, you'll have to go back to the WordPress dashboard and open these basically, okay? So let me show you how this works. So you can do this manually or there's a semi-automatic way that I'm going to show you just afterwards. But let's cover the basics first, okay? So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to head to Jet Engine and Listings. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. And we're also going to open the Query Builder. So open in a new tab as well. So let's go back to our listings here. So do you remember the title was Product Listing Query Builder Main, which is right here, okay? And now we can edit this with Elementor. So this is for the layout, what it looks like on the outside, okay? On the front page. So now we can edit with Elementor. There you go. And now if you hover on top, as you can see, if I click on this, this is the thumbnail, which is the image basically, okay? If I go down underneath, we have the dynamic field, which is the title. Then what do we have? We have the author name, we have the rating, and then we also have the wishlist button. So if you look at this, basically, this is our layout here. So we don't see our add to cart button. So where is this? Well, basically we need to use the navigator for this. It can happen sometimes, you know. So basically our sections, the column, etc. And if you scroll down, as you can see, we have the add to cart. So basically this one is just hiding there in between, okay? And from here now we can change the color. So we click on this, and as you can see, this is our background color. So let's select our dark blue. So I'm going to select this now. So Control C, we're going to go here and replace this now. Okay, so Control V, very good. And let's make sure everything is covered. That's fine. So now we can save this, update. So that's basically all we wanted to do here. But again, you can use this section here and change everything around the way you prefer, the way you want it basically, okay? So again, as you can see, the first thing we see is the image, the title, the author, price, and the rating, and then add to cart. Now, obviously you can change things around. You could have the add to cart first, followed by the title. Now that's really up to you. And again, you can reorganize this right here. Now that we've changed our color, let's go back here and let's update and let's refresh our page, okay? Just to be on the safe side. So there you go. And now let's scroll down the page. And as you can see, now it's not red anymore, it is actually blue. So there's one more item we need to take care of. Obviously, as you can see in hover mode, we need to change this and the price as well. So let's take care of this. So let's go back here. So we have add to cart here. On hover mode, we're going to change the color. We're going to add the light blue then this time, okay? There you go. And make sure that in add it and load it is the same. So these are perfect. And now we need to make sure that our pricing as well is correct. So we're going to click on price. As you can see, the color here is red. So we're going to use the bright blue again. There you go, just like that. And this should be normally perfect now. So let's click update. Let's go back to our Elementor page and let's refresh once more. So let's have a quick look. Let's scroll down the page. And as you can see, now the price is a different color. If we hover on top, it will change from dark blue to light blue. And it will be applied to all the similar sections that are using the same listing and the same query, which is absolutely fine. So this is great. Okay, so this is one step out of the way now. So this is the manual way of doing it, but now we can also do that in semi-automatic. Let's put it this way. So if you were to go to the home page, and if you display the admin bar here on top, you can edit with Jet plugin. And as you can see here, if you scroll down, you can have all these different items. These are the listing items. And these are all the queries that are being applied basically on our website. So this is probably an easier way to edit the content of your page, or at least to identify the right name here. And then you can always go back to the WordPress dashboard, go to Jet Engine and open the query here and the listings right there. Now let's address the query themselves. So let's go back to our front page here, edit with Jet plugin. So as you can see, best of the month and product properties, etc., hot releases, etc., here, okay? So these are all the different queries. So we have our bestseller here. So let's click on this and open this in a new tab. So basically, what is a query? Well, basically a query is, as it says, you know, it's basically in the name, it's going to query the database and fetch some information and then display it as requested. So let me show you here. So here we have our bestsellers, and what type of query is this? Well, it's a WooCommerce product query. So let's scroll down the page and there it is. So this is the main content, so the meta query itself, and you can reproduce this the way you want, whichever way you want basically, okay? So as you can see, this is gonna fetch any information where the value is popular, equal to popular, part of the Jet Engine meta field. So remember, we created those earlier on, and it's the same here with Paperbook. So it will only return information where it's equal to Paperbook or equal to popular. And this is basically how this works in the home page. So basically all these books here are part of Paperbook and popular. Now you can tweak that query to fit any requirements basically, you know. So let's go back here. As you can see, this is searching the Jet Engine meta field with the value popular. Now this is a dynamic field obviously, so you can click on this and you can query by title, maybe by today, maybe by store count. Maybe if you want to select store count, you can say, okay, any books that have less than 10 items left in stock will be displayed here. And then if you were to do so, you could change this to hurry, only few left in stock or something like this, you know, just to push the sale of your books, you know. So this is basically up to you. And then you can have multiple as well rules. As you can see here, you can create as many rules and add them together. And then after this, don't forget to click update, and that's basically it. Okay, very good. So let's go back to our home page and let's finish the rest of the content. So if you scroll down, as you can see, the next one is this one here, which is the book of the week. So this is very nice, very lovely. Again, there's a few things you might want to change. So if you wanted to change the background image, all you have to do is to click on this gray icon here to edit the column, go to style, and then you can change the picture. So feel free to design that yourself, you know, have a nice, lovely image. And then half of it would be the book and the other half would be free, where you can put some text here, okay? So to edit the content here, very simply, all you have to do is simply hover on top and then click on the item itself. And as you can see, at the moment, it is red again. So we might want to change this to our usual blue. Oh, there you go. Very good. And here, the view detail, the button, let's do that as well. So we're going to style. And from here, we go to plain. And there it is. So let's change this to our bright blue again. That would match perfectly. And let's make sure in hover mode. So let's do this again. Let's add this one and let's select a darker shade. There you go. So let's put this to the test. That's working fine. Perfect. Okay, very good. So let's go to our next section here. So the best books of the year. So obviously, every time you can change the title here. I forgot to mention this, you know, so all you have to do is just click on it. This is a heading basically, okay? So all you have to do is just to change the text here and it will reflect here. So let's say the best book of 2023 or maybe 2024 and so on, okay? So you can change this at your own discretion, okay? Now right here, as you can see, we have paper books, ebooks and audiobooks. So we've covered that already extensively, what's involved in this. So if you want to edit this section, as you can see, if you hover, you can edit the template and you also have the small pencil. So make sure you click on the small pencil, not the edit template. So be careful here. So just click on this to edit the section itself. So there you go. These are the 3 items here being shown on the side. And as you can see, this is part of the templates that we created earlier on, and you have to select those different templates themselves, okay? So this one is the best ebook, is the same. They're all the same basically, okay? But they all fetch different query and different sets of actions. Now, how do we change the color of this again? Because everything else is fine. So we go to style, and this time we go into tabs, control item. And then we scroll down the page. And as you can see, we have three different sets here. We have normal, hover, and active. So let's click on active because this is the active one. So we're going to change the color. So let's change this to our dark blue. And we do the same with this one here, dark blue again. There you go. As you can see, this is fine. And now if you hover on top, we have to change this one as well. So hover. And this is the color we need to change. So this time we're going to use the light blue. So let me copy this. There you go. Now we can paste it here. So let's put this to the test. And that would be just about perfect, wouldn't it? Now again, we can't change those prices. You can see these are still red in color, you know. So we need to change this. For this, we go back to the home page here. And remember, this is what we did earlier on. We go with edit with a Jet plugin. And this is basically this one here, the V2, main menu V2. So click on this to edit the content and it will open the template itself. So there you go. So this is what it is. So as you can see, if you click on this, this is a dynamic field. This is the title. This is the author, etc., etc. So there's probably a few things but we can't see. So we're going to use the navigator again. And let's open all this. And as you can see, we have the price right there. And this is our color. So again, we're going to fetch the light blue for our color. And we're going to change this here. And paste it right there. There you go. Now we can update. And now if we go back to our Elementor page here and we can refresh and we will see all these prices will be in bright blue. Okay, so I did refresh twice and prices are still displaying in gray, not in blue, but in the front end it is displaying fine. So maybe it's a caching issue I have on this browser. But anyways, regardless, it is working. That's all that matters. So let's scroll down the page now. So this is basically to display your blog post again. So what are blog posts? Well, it's very simple. If we go back to our WordPress dashboard, as you can see, we have posts here. So if we click on this, basically all of these are blog posts. And this is basically where the information will be fetched from. So let's have a quick look here. We have the National Book Award long list. Where is this one here? The National Book Award long list. So there, that's it. That's what it is. Okay. So if you click on this, this is very easy to set up and configure yourself, you know. It's a simple blog post basically, you know. So you type the title here and then you can add an image if you wanted to. You have a quote, you can add an audio, you can add a video. So all this is preset here for you. And this is basically the content here. Okay, that's all. And you can choose the color as well of your category. So if you go back here, as you can see, there's a small label here on top and you can change the color, which is very nice, you know, so different subjects might have different colors. So that's basically all there is for this section. And now let's scroll down the page. And our very last one is the recently viewed books. And again, this is sharing the exact same template that we tweaked earlier on. So there is nothing to do here. And this is again fetched dynamically from the backend. And that's us done for the homepage now. So next, let's take care of the single product page. So if you click on any of those products, it will open this page. And as you can see, we have discrepancies between the colors here. This is clashing a little bit compared to everything else. So now we need to edit this page. Then I'm going to show you how you can change all the content here and everything that's on this page here, the product page, which is obviously a very important one. And for this, the simplest way is to actually use the link here on top. So as you can see, this is the single product template. So let's click on this. And right here on top, as you can see, this is using Jet Woo Builder. So this is basically to customize the WooCommerce page, which is this one here. So we can change all aspects of our page here, literally any of them all together. But for ourselves now, to be honest, all we need to do is just to change the color, okay? So let's click on this one here. We have the price. Again, we're going to go with a light blue, like we said, you know, for the pricing, that'd be fine. So let's put the light blue here, sorry. And we're going to do the same with the add to cart button. And for this one, we're going to use the dark blue this time, okay? So let's add this one here. There we go. So that's good. And now again, this is using Elementor, guys, okay? So all you have to do basically is to drag and drop things around. And if you wanted to change the position of some items, you can use the navigator here. And you have all your different sections here, okay? So this one is the top one. As you can see, this is a title, the wish list button, and so on and so on. So if you wanted to bring the price, let's say on top or below another item, you can just move them around like this, okay? So this is really up to you. So let me show you the result. So the price is here at the bottom or the other way around, you know. And you can do this with any of those items on your page. So feel free to play around. I think it looks very professional the way it is at the moment. I wouldn't change a single thing, but again, it's really up to you. So let's make sure that everything is okay. So let's scroll down the page now. As you can see, this is all part of the same template, you know. All that's grayed out is part of a template that we can't access from here. So there you go, we have the author here. Now, as you can see, this is being typed manually, so this is not fetched dynamically. There is no rules attached to it. So this is actually a bit pointless and useless, I think myself, you know. So I would not keep this there unless you want to link it dynamically and create a new custom post type just for the author. But then you'll have to create a new biography and everything for each author, which might add a lot of work for you as well. So it's up to you. You can keep it, but what I would do myself is just to delete this section altogether, just like this. And the reason being is very simple. If we go back to the product section here, as you can see, remember, we have the author here anyway. So that's all we need to know. If people want to find out more about the author, they can always Google it anyways, you know. Okay, and then we have this cross-sell section here, and as you can see, again, we have red colors here. So just update in the meantime before we play with this one. And let's edit this, okay? So let's click on this. And as you can see clearly, we can change nothing from here. There is no setting, so that means this is a template again. So we go back to our page here, edit widget plugin, and this is the one here. So related and upsell products, okay? So let's click on this. And there it is. So now we can edit this section and change the content. So let's click on the button here. We go to style, and this is our red. So we're going to replace this with the dark blue again. Okay, so let's do this. There you go. And then the price will be in bright blue like we always do. So light blue. And we're going to paste it here just like that. Very good. So now that's done. So let's click update. And if we go back to our page, and if we refresh now, it should display properly. And there you go, guys. As you can see, this is absolutely perfect. Now, there is one small little thing I noticed. The compare button here is still red. So we go back here and we have to use the navigator. So this one here, no, that's this one here, sorry. And then style, and let's change the color again. So we're going to use the bright blue once more, just for this one. Control V, and there the color, and Control V. So here we have it now. So let's update, and that's it. That's us done for the product page now. So just to be sure, let's go back to our product page here on the actual website. So this is what our website used to look like, the landing page, you know, with all the red colors. So let's refresh. It's always good to do so, you know, just to make sure that everything is perfect and displaying properly. So there you go. As you can see, all is matching fine here. Let's scroll down. The author is gone, as you can see, and it doesn't matter in the end because, to be honest, it's right here, you see, Lewis Carroll. And then if we scroll down the page, we have the cross-sell section, and it's all in line with our branding. So next, normally we should take care of our footer section, but as you can see, we have all these short links here, basically linking back to pages. These are not actual pages, these are just links at the moment. So what we need to do is to create internal pages first. So most likely you'd want to have a contact page, probably maybe a privacy policy page, terms and conditions, and so on and so on. So let me show you now how we can create an additional internal page, and then I'm going to show you how we can link this to our footer section and tweak this around all together. Okay. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go to pages. So you can go to all pages, or you can click to add new immediately from here. That's all the same. And then let's click add new, and let's create a contact page. Okay, all together. So let's click publish, publish again. And now we are going to edit this with Elementor. So from here, we're going to divide that in half. Maybe on one side, we'll have the contact form, and on the other one, perhaps we could have our contact details all together, okay? So let's add a structure here, divide that in two. So on one side here, we're going to add our details. So this is called icon list right here. So drag and drop. There you go. And we can start with the first one. So the first one could be maybe, let's say, the address, okay? So let's put something like this maybe. So this is your address. We can change the icon here. So let's look for something related to map. There you go. So the usual Google Maps, maybe this one here, insert. Very good. and then we can do the same with the other two. So this one could be your phone number. So 01 234 5678, for instance. We're going to change this to phone. Oops, phone. There you go. So maybe this one here, insert, and then we can add our email address, maybe. So hello@mrwebreviews.com, and we're going to change this to contact. Maybe contact, is it? No, envelope. There you go. So let's use this one. Perfect. So now we have our set of information here. That's fine. So let's tweak this a little bit. Now we're going to style, and we're going to check the icon here. And again, we're going to use our light blue for this, you know. So let me grab this color here. There you go. So we're going to change this to light blue, and the text can remain the same. This is fine. Okay. So we can change the size of the icon as well, you know, make it bigger or smaller. This is really up to you. I think it's fine the way it was. And what we might do is add a bit of breathing space in between those two. So we go to list here and then increase that slightly. So next we're going to add a contact form here. So let's click update here because we are going to need a form, a plugin for this. So we're not going to use the CrocoBlock one for this altogether. So we're going to plugins, add new, and WP form. That's what it's called, okay? Just like this, in one word, WP Forms. This is the one here, okay? So let's install this. Okay, then we need to activate the plugin. Perfect. So that's basically it. So now we can create our new form. So you can either go here by the side, as you can see, of WP Form, and then you can create a new one, or you can do it straight up from here, you know? Either way will work fine. So let's create our new one. And we're going to use a simple contact form, sorry. So this one here, so use template. And this is the most common one. This is the one that most businesses or any website would use. You have the name, email address, and a message. What else do you want? It's very simple, isn't it? That's basically it. So just to make sure, you can add any line that you want. So if you wanted to add something else here, you could ask maybe for the phone number, in which case you just click on it and you can ask for phone number, for instance, or something like this. Okay, well, let's keep it simple for now. We're just going to have the name, email, and the comment. Now you want to make sure that this email will reach you. So we're going to settings, notifications, and right here, as you can see with the admin email, you can leave it as is. It will use the WordPress installations email address, the admin email, or you can type in your own email address right here. This is really up to you, you know. So we can leave it as is. It is fine the way it is. So let's click save. And now we have to close this, and we need to fetch one bit of information, which is this one here. So copy this, the short code, and now we can go back to our page here. So what we're going to look is for short code here. So drag and drop it here. And if you paste it here, look what happens. Boom, our contact form is immediately inserted here for us. So what we can do now is to tweak a little bit of our section. So click on the column here. We're going to advanced. Padding, we're going to add a little bit of padding around it, so maybe 40, and we're going to add a background color as well to add a bit of oomph to it. Okay, so background color, and let's select maybe a blue, a bright blue maybe, or something like this. Okay, or maybe grayish color. This would be fine as well. There you go. So that looks great, and that's basically it. So update, and that's just done for the contact page. And you can do the same, I mean, for everything, you know, you can create whatever terms and conditions and so on and so on. So if you was terms and conditions, you could create a section like this, maybe one-liner here, just like that. And you could add maybe some text. So you could add a heading first, followed by text, just like this, okay? And this is where you would copy and paste the content of your terms and conditions. And here you can type the text here, you know, terms and conditions. Okay, so this is basically it, guys. Okay, so I'm just showing the main principles here. You can play around. Now you understand how this works anyways. Now maybe you want to add a map here to make it more evenly distributed, you know. Maybe some customers might call and collect the books from your place immediately. So if you click on maps, you have Google Maps here, drag and drop it underneath. And as you can see, by default is the London Eye in London. But let's try the address that we have. I don't know if that exists actually. 123 48th Street. There you go. Now you can also zoom in and zoom out. So the bigger the number, the more you zoom in. And the smaller the number, the more you zoom out. So basically this is really up to you, okay? So this is basically it. And then we can change the height. So maybe you can have a minimum height of maybe 450 pixels or something like this, you know? This is really, again, up to you. Feel free to play around with this section. Now, I wouldn't go too big, maybe just about there, maybe 500, maybe 450 is just perfect. So that looks absolutely neat now, so we can update, and now we have the contact page done. And our last step is to take care of the footer section here, so we can change this as well. So again, edit with Jet plugin, and we're going to select our template here, which is the footer section. There it is. So let's click on this. And again, this is a template using Elementor. There you go. So the first thing that we can do is to change the background color. So we're going to select our dark blue this time again. So let me fetch this color here. So dark blue. And we're going to go into style. And this is the color here. And let's change this to dark blue. Very good. And we do the same here with the bottom half, the other second half here. So style, color, and then let's select this. There you go. This is perfect now, okay? Now again, everything that's displayed here can be changed and tweaked around. So all you have to do is basically hover on top and select any category. If you wanted to change the number here, click on it and then change the content. You can change the style, the color. On hover mode, as you can see at the moment, it is red. You might want it to be maybe white. And as you can see, if you hover, it goes from gray to white. And you might do the same with all of them, obviously, you know. So I'm not going to go through all of them one by one. It's just to show you how this works. We've gone through all this several times already. So clearly now you know how to do this. That's no problem with you now. So let me just show you how we can change those two sections here, those menu sections, link them to internal pages, and also how to link this to your social media platforms. So let's click on this here. And as you can see, this is an icon list. So this is the same as the one we used in the contact page. And you can add here different ones and link this to different pages. I personally don't like it. I don't think this is useful the way it's been built. So what I would do is remove this altogether. So I would delete this and replace that with a navigation menu, an actual one, okay? And as you can see, we have two different options here, scroll navigation and nav menu. So just grab this one and drop it here. So let's go back to our home page. Remember, we used to have those ones here, 1 and 2. So I think the best way to do it is to actually reuse those ones in the footer section. So how can you do this? Well, we're going to select our menu, which is the inner menu 1. We don't want to be displayed horizontally, but vertically, just like this. And there you go, guys. Now we have a nice menu that's interactive. And if you change the title, the links and all that, it will upgrade automatically because this is dynamic content, okay? Now, the only thing we need to do is to change the color of the font, which is a little bit too faded at the moment. And for this, we're going to change the text color here. So I'm going to select a grayish color, just like this. So let's copy this. We're going to use that again. And instead of customer service here, we can duplicate this one again. So right click on this, duplicate. There you go. And now we can add maybe the other half of our menu section. So here we're going to click on that. And here we're going to select inner menu 2. There you go. And now we have all our categories being displayed. Okay. Now what I would do myself, instead of having this, I would remove this section altogether for the social media platform. Very good. And what I would do is add the icons here, social media icons underneath here. So let's look for social. There you go. Social icons. Drag and drop. Very good. And now we can tweak this around and make it more personal, obviously, you know. So how this works was very simple. As you can see, at the moment, we have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So all you have to do is to click on this and you can select the icon from the icon library. So if you wanted to add, I don't know, LinkedIn, let's say, you could select this one here, okay? And at this stage, then you would actually add it. So as you can see, now we have LinkedIn, okay? And then you can add the link to those social media platform right here. And that's basically it. Now make sure if you add a link here to click on this small gear here and make sure that this is ticked, okay? Open in a new window. You don't want people to leave your website altogether, okay? You want them to be able to follow you on your social media platforms, obviously, but you want them to reach you via an extra tab. So it will open this in an external page altogether, okay? Now, I personally don't like it centered like this, so we can change the alignment to the left. And to me, that looks perfect. Now we have the subscribe to our newsletter section here. So if you click on this, as you can see, this is to subscribe. Whether or not you're going to use it, this is up to you. If this is the case, fill in your details right here. And that's basically it. So if we click on this, as you can see, again, this is an icon list. And if you click on this, you need to select put the title and all of that. So this is not dynamic again, and I don't like it the way it is. So what I would do again is to delete this. And let's create our own menu to add here, okay? And for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. And this time we go to Appearance, Menus. And we're going to create a new one altogether, okay? So let's click on Create a New Menu. And we're going to call this Footer Contact. Whatever, okay? That's fine. And then Create Menu. Very good. And now we can add the items that we want. So we're going to add a few pages. So let's click on this. So we have the contact page. This is the one we created. And maybe you want to add my account, checkout, cart page, okay? Let's add this all together. There it is. Now we save that. And again, this will allow us to have a dynamically linked footer section, menu in the footer section, okay? So we go back here now, and now we're going to add our menu. So again, nav menu, drag and drop right here in this one. And now we're going to select our menu here. So let's click on this. This one is the footer contact. This is the one we just created. Again, this is vertical, and we are going to change the font color slightly. So text color here, it was an off gray, just like that. Perfect. Now that's it, guys, basically, you know, and then you can do the same with the content here at the bottom. So instead of powered by CrocoBlock, etc., you can change this with your own text, okay? So at the moment, the only thing you want to leave probably is the date here, because this is fetched dynamically again. There's a function here, basically, okay? So it will update automatically. That's what I meant to say. And then we can change the rest of the content. So copyright, you leave that all there, and then powered by CrocoBlock, etc. I would remove this, okay? And then you can change, you can put the company name. So Mr. Web Reviews Ltd, for instance, okay? And this is your company name. And then the one last thing here is the privacy policy and terms and conditions. What I would do basically is to remove this altogether, delete, and I would add these pages to the customer service page here, okay? So all you have to do is to go here, and if you have a page created already with the terms and conditions, just add this to here, and that's basically it. They'll do the trick nicely, won't it? And after this, don't forget to click update. Okay, so there's a few little things we have to do again before we can go live. So we go back here, we're going to plugins, and we're going to make sure that we re-enable one of them, which is the Lightspeed cache. So this is very important, you know, for performances. So this is one. After this, you go back to your home page and test everything, obviously, you know, make sure that all the links are working and everything is fine. Make sure that everything is displaying okay. Test the checkout process and everything, okay? All your footer section, all the links, try everything basically. And then after this, once you're done, you can go live, okay? So this is a very exciting moment for everyone. So what we do after this, we go into maintenance mode. And then once you click on this, guys, that's it. It's for everyone to see. So you enable off and then save changes. And that's it. Now everyone can access your website and purchase your books online.